All right, welcome to another deep dive.
Right.
Where we take these really awesome books and break them down so you get all the juicy bits.
We need to know info.
Exactly. Today it's all about Atomic Habits by James Clear. It's everywhere, right? And you're obviously someone who, wants to get better.
Wants to level up.
Yeah. So we're going to dig into this book and really figure out what works.
How to actually use it.
You ready to ditch the bad habits and build some killer new ones?
Let's go.
Okay, let's do this.
You know, one of the coolest things about this book is how Clear uses his own story, right? To show how powerful tiny changes can be.
Oh, yeah, totally.
He wasn't always like this successful guy. He had some serious setbacks.
That baseball injury, right?
Yeah, that one. I mean, broken nose, facial fracture.
People of vision.
It's crazy. It's amazing he even recovered it all.
Seriously. And then to become an academic All-American.
Right. You'd think he'd just give up.
Absolutely. But he didn't.
Nope. He focused on those tiny improvements.
Every single day.
And that's the biggest lesson here.
Small changes, big results.
Over time, of course.
It's kind of like magic,
It is, like a secret formula.
These little things you do every day, they compound.
Just interest on your savings.
Oh, that's a good way to put it.
Right. It builds up without you even noticing.
But it works both ways, doesn't it?
Uh-oh, you're going to say.
Bad habits compound too.
Exactly. Those little slip-ups, those indulgences.
Add up.
To not-so-great outcomes.
So we got to be mindful every day.
Clear calls them tiny battles.
Tiny battles, yeah. They really shape our future.
They determine who we become.
Okay, so small changes, huge impact. Got it.
But how do we actually make those changes?
Right. How do we break the bad and build the good?
Well, Clear has this awesome framework.
Ooh, tell me more.
He calls it the 4 stages of habit formation.
4 stages, okay. Lay it on me.
Cue, craving, response, and reward.
Simple. But
Powerful. You start seeing habits as a system.
a system you can control.
Exactly. You can hack it.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Break it down.
So a cue is anything that triggers a habit.
Like anything.
Yeah. Time of day, location, a feeling.
Even like a thought.
Totally. Say you check your phone first thing.
Guilty.
The cue might be your alarm going off.
Makes sense.
Then comes the craving,
Which is?
the desire for the habit, needing to know what's up.
Or just wanting a distraction.
Exactly. And then the response.
To do the thing.
Yep. You pick up your phone and scroll.
And the reward.
Ah, the reward. That's the payoff.
That's what makes it stick.
The dopamine hit from those notifications.
Or the feeling of connection.
It reinforces the whole cycle.
Makes you want to do it again.
Again and again and again.
Okay, so we got to understand these 4 stages.
To change them.
Right. But maybe we should pause here.
Catch our breath.
We've covered a lot. Don't want to overwhelm everyone.
Good point. Take it slow.
So, listener, think about your habits, okay?
What are your cues, cravings, responses, rewards?
We'll be back with strategies for change.
In part 2. All right, so we know how habits work.
Right, that whole cue, craving, response, reward thing.
Now let's talk about actually changing them.
Okay, that's the part I'm really interested in.
So Clear gives us these 4 laws of behavior change.
4 laws, huh? Kind of like rules to rewire our brains.
Exactly. Think of them as tools to hack those habit loops.
I love tools. Okay, what's the first law?
Make it obvious.
Okay, so shine a spotlight on those good habits.
Exactly. And one technique he talks about is habit stacking.
Habit stacking. Is that like piling habits on top of each other?
Kind of. It's more like linking a new habit to an old one.
Oh, I see.
So let's say you want to start meditating.
Something I've been meaning to try.
Okay, perfect example. You could stack it onto brushing your teeth.
You mean meditate after I brush my teeth?
Exactly. Every morning after I brush, I meditate for 1 minute.
Oh, that's smart. It's like a built-in reminder.
Exactly. No more forgetting or wondering when to do it.
Awesome. Okay, what's the next law?
Make it attractive.
Make it sexy.
Well, more like appealing. We're drawn to things other people do.
Like if all my friends are doing yoga, I'd want to try it too.
Exactly. Claire calls it joining a culture where your desired behavior is normal.
So if I want to run, I should find a running group.
Makes sense, right? It's more fun with friends.
And you feel accountable.
Plus, you can all complain about sore muscles together.
Okay, I like it. Make it social. Make it fun.
Exactly. Now, the third law,
Hit me.
make it easy.
Easy peasy.
Sometimes good habits just feel too hard.
Oh, tell me about it. The gym. Healthy cooking.
Yeah,
It's daunting.
I know, right? But Clear has this thing called the 2-minute rule.
2 minutes. That's it.
Well, it's more like breaking down a big habit into a tiny
So
one.
instead of a full workout, I just put on my gym clothes.
You got it.
Hmm.
Or instead of cooking a whole meal, just chop some veggies.
The idea is once you start, you're more likely to keep going.
Exactly. It's all about lowering that barrier to entry.
It's like tricking your brain into getting started.
And hey, if you only do 2 minutes, at least you did something.
True. Okay, what's the last law?
Make it satisfying.
Okay, this is important. I love instant gratification.
We all do. That's why rewards are so powerful.
So how do we make good habits feel rewarding?
One way is to track your progress.
Like a habit tracker?
Exactly. Just mark off each day you do the habit.
Sounds kind of simple.
It is. But it works.
Yeah.
Seeing those check marks is super motivating.
It's like a visual reminder of your commitment.
And your progress. It makes it feel real tangible.
Okay, I can see that. It taps into our love of achievements.
And it reinforces that habit loop, making you want to keep going.
Cool. So those are the 4 laws.
Make it obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying.
I'm going to write those down. But let's be real for a second.
What's up?
We're going to mess up sometimes, right?
Oh, absolutely.
No, that's perfect.
So what happens when we slip up? How do we get back on track?
That's where self-compassion comes in.
Self-compassion, like being nice to ourselves.
Exactly. Clear says, missing once is an accident. Missing twice is the start of a new habit. So one slip-up is okay, but don't let it turn into a pattern.
And the key is to get back on track, ASAP.
Don't dwell on it, just move on.
And to help with that, we can anticipate those slip-ups
How do we do that?
by creating implementation intentions.
Implementation intentions. Sounds intense.
It's just a fancy way of saying if-then plans.
Oh, okay. Like, if I'm tired, then I'll do a shorter workout.
Perfect example. Or if I'm craving junk food, then I'll have some fruit first.
So it's like having a plan B for those tricky situations.
Exactly. You're setting yourself up for success.
And you're taking control instead of letting your impulses win.
Now, another important part is habit tracking.
We talked about that earlier with the check marks.
But it's more than just tracking. It's about awareness
Awareness of what?
of your patterns. When you track, you notice your triggers.
Triggers, like the things that make me slip up.
Exactly. You see what times of day are hardest.
Or what environments sabotage your efforts.
It's like becoming a detective of your own habits.
So you can figure out what works and
Yeah.
what doesn't.
And then adjust your strategies. It's all about data.
Data about yourself. I like that. It makes it feel scientific.
It is. You're experimenting with your own behavior.
Okay, so we've got tools, we've got strategies, we're tracking our progress.
But there's one more piece to this puzzle.
Oh, tell me more.
It's not just about changing our actions. It's about changing our identity.
Identity, like who we are at our core.
Exactly. Instead of focusing on what we want to achieve,
We focus on who we want to become.
bingo. So instead of, I want to lose weight,
It's, I am a healthy person.
exactly. Your actions should reflect your desired identity.
It's like aligning your inner world with your outer world.
And Clear says this is way more powerful for lasting change.
It's because when you believe it, you're more likely to act on it.
Right. It's not just willpower. It's about who you see yourself as.
It's like becoming the author of your own story.
I love that. And your habits become part of your narrative.
Okay, so we've got the 4 laws, habit stacking, tracking, and now identity.
We're becoming habit ninjas. But there's still one crucial thing.
What's that? Spill the beans.
It's all about showing up. Consistently.
Oh, I knew you were going to say that. Consistency is key.
It is. Clear calls it mastering the art of showing up.
But what does that actually mean?
It means real change takes time.
No overnight miracles, huh?
Nope. It's about embracing the process, the ups and downs,
Showing up even when you don't feel like it.
and trusting that those small efforts will add up.
Trust the process. Got it. But there's this thing,
What's that?
sometimes I get stuck in planning mode, but I never actually do anything.
Ah, you're talking about being in motion versus taking action.
Is that what Clear calls it?
He does. Being in motion is all about planning, learning, strategizing.
But not actually doing.
Exactly. Like reading about exercise but never hitting the gym.
Procrastination in disguise.
Exactly. Taking action is about doing the work, no matter what.
Even when it's boring or hard or you'd rather watch Netflix.
Got it. That's where the magic happens.
So less talking, more doing.
And Clear also talks about finding the Goldilocks zone.
Wait, like the fairy tale.
Yep. It's about finding the right level of challenge.
Not too easy, not too hard.
Exactly. Too easy, you get bored. Too hard, you get discouraged.
But just right, and you're in the flow.
Exactly. That's where real growth happens.
Like athletes always pushing their limits.
They train, they analyze, they constantly seek improvement.
They're not just going through the motions.
And we can apply that to any skill or habit.
So even when we're good at something, we can keep getting better.
Always striving, always refining.
I love that. It's a journey, not a destination.
Now, we've covered a lot today.
4 laws, stacking, tracking, identity, showing up.
We're practically habit experts now.
But one last question.
Shoot.
With so many habits, where do we even start?
Great question. Clear says to focus on keystone habits.
Keystone habits, what are those?
They're the habits that have the biggest ripple effect.
Like they create positive change in other areas of your life?
Exactly. For many people, exercise is a keystone habit.
Oh, I can see that. When I exercise, I eat better, sleep better.
You have more energy, you feel more confident.
And those changes impact my work, my relationships, everything.
It's like a domino effect of awesomeness.
So we need to find our own keystone habits.
Think about your values, your goals, what's truly important to you.
And then choose habits that support those things.
Your daily actions should align with your big picture vision.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So we've got our marching orders.
We got our tools, our strategies, and our mindset.
Time to put it all into practice. But before we go...
One final thought.
Yeah.
It's about momentum. You know, once you start building those small wins, like those good habits, it just gets easier to keep going.
It's like that snowball effect, right?
Exactly. Tiny actions, but huge power over time.
But I mean, there are going to be times when we stall out, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Claire talks about plateaus, setbacks.
It's inevitable, right?
It is. The important thing is not getting discouraged.
Easier said than done sometimes. Oh, I know. But it's like the only real failure is quitting.
Okay, true.
Yeah.
But how do you stay motivated when you're not seeing those results?
You know, when you're stuck in that valley of disappointment,
Oh, yeah, I've been there.
it's about shifting your focus to the process.
The process, not the outcome.
Exactly. Finding joy in the daily practice.
Even when it's hard.
Even when it's boring.
So instead of thinking, I have to do this,
You think I get to do this?
I like that. It's a subtle shift, but
It's powerful. It's about reframing those habits.
as opportunities, not chores.
And one way to do that is to focus on the intrinsic rewards.
Intrinsic reward,
The feelings you get from the habit itself.
not the external results.
Right. Like the joy of running.
Not just the weight loss.
Exactly. Those internal rewards are more sustainable.
They keep you going even when the external stuff isn't there yet.
It all comes back to identity, you know?
There it is again. Identity seems to be a big theme here.
It is. If you see yourself as someone who embraces challenges, who shows up, then you're more likely to actually do those things.
It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
The more you act like that person, the more you become that person.
Exactly. And the cool thing is, you don't have to wait.
You can start acting like that person right now.
If you want to be a writer, start writing.
If you want to be healthy, make those healthy choices.
Don't wait for permission. Just start.
Tiny changes repeated over time.
That's the secret formula.
Wow, we've covered a lot in this deep dive.
Atomic habits, broken down.
4 laws, mindset shifts, the importance of showing up,
Hopefully, we've given you some actionable steps.
tools and strategies to build those amazing habits.
Remember, even small changes can lead to big results.
So start small, stay consistent, and trust the process.
You got this.
That's it for this deep dive. See you next time.